Love it or hate it, the 360 has changed our lives for the better. The reality is, 360 has introduced so many great things from voice chat. Of course, they also introduced Xbox Live, which to this day is still being lamented. But the 360 era was probably one of the greatest gaming eras of all time. And honestly, I can't disagree with that statement. I genuinely loved gaming in that era. It was all about fun, creativity, and just having a great time. However, as of yesterday, the 360 store officially closed, and with that, many games became unavailable and have now just got out of existence. One such game is Eternal Sonata. That game just literally isn't available anywhere else now. It is lost to the times and can never be played. Of course, unless you're looking at emulation. And I do want to preface this with a strong caveat that if the game is available either on Steam or on the Xbox Series X via back compat, I do not condone piracy. However, in this situation where the games literally are not playable, unless the publishers decide to make their games playable via modern consoles, there's no other way to play them. So for those games that are absolutely lost to time, I feel like this is your only way to be able to play some of those games, and that is through 360 emulation, which has come a long way on PC. Now, in this video, I'm going to be showing you pretty much how to set up all of that. So hopefully you'll enjoy this video and check it out. And if you have a PC that's reasonably powerful enough, it doesn't have to be like anything like a 30 graphics card. The 360 wasn't that powerful to begin with. The minimum requirements are pretty low. So if you do find this video useful, do consider hitting that like button, subscribe, hitting that bell to stay up to date with all content I release. I will not be showing you how to get any ROMs in this video. That is illegal. You know, back up your own games or simply go find them yourself. There are multiple ways to, do what you need to do. But in this video, I am just going to show you how to actually get this up and running and showcase that it actually works, and it actually works relatively well. In fact, really well. There are some graphical glitches here and there, but it does work. So with that said and done, the first thing you're going to want to decide is which version of Xenia you want to go for. Now that might sound weird, but there are two versions of it, and I think the second version is the better option as it provides you with more support. Now, if we actually go to this section here, and I'm going to have a link to these in the description below. You've got the master here. This is the official Xenia download, and what this does is it provides you with basically the raw emulator. You download it and it's done, and you can tweak the config file, which I'm going to show you how to do it with the second version of this emulator, but it's more or less the same thing and it will work. Now, the reason why I say the second option is better to go for, which is this one over here, this is the Xenia Manager. Now, I think this is a much better option to go for because it actually provides you with 2 installs rather than 1, and it provides you with more actual support for your games. Now, with Xenia, and we're going to see the game that I'm going to be testing out, Eternal Sonata, which is one of the games that are now forever lost to the histories of time, to the annals of time. It's not possible. So what you want to do here is literally just click on this version 1.80, which was updated 4 days ago, download and install it. And what you want to do now is go to the folder that you want to place it in, and through the, the magic of editing, we are here. Now, once you've downloaded your Xenia Manager, place it into a folder that you want to have it in, and with any extraction tool, WinZip, WinRAR, whatever you're using, 7-zip, extract here. It's really important that you do that because you'll get these 2 files. Now, what you want to do, I've already done this already, is go to right click, new folder, new and then folder, and then what you want to do is name it portable.txt. I don't understand why this is needed, but apparently it is. Once you've done that, this can pretty much go away. Now, what you want to do is open Xenia Manager. Now, this is where you're going to be able to install Xenia, which is the one that you could have installed from the first place. So we're going to do that. And so this is going to install now. And that is cool. And then what we want to do is go to settings and open Xenia Installer. And we want to install Xenia Canary as well. Now, there's a reason we're doing this is because it provides you with more support. This is the themes. You've got this, light, dark, AMOLED, and then Nord. I kind of prefer Nord. Over here, you've got Xenia Selector, which is stable. So when you come over here to your settings, this is where you want to go into open your editor. Now, this is something that you can do in the actual original Xenia emulator as well. It's going to be a .toml file. I'll show you that in just a second. But essentially what you want to do with this is scroll down here. These are the only things that you really need to change. You've got the license mask. 0 is basically no licenses enabled. You don't need to do anything. All games will work except for arcade games. If you have arcade games, what you want to do is set that to 1. You want to go to File and then Save. Now, the other thing that you want to change is down here. You've got the draw resolution scale X1, draw resolution scale Y1. You want to change this to 2 or 3. 1 is 720p, 2 is 1440p, and 3 is 4K. Now I'm just going to change it to 1440p because that's what my monitor is. We're going to save this. We can close this. And if there's anything else down here that you want to actually change, you can, change it to full screen on so it boots up full screen when it's booting. You don't want the letterbox, so you can have the letterbox. Vertical sync is off. Make sure that the limiter is set to 60 FPS. Otherwise, it's going to go by your monitor's refresh rate, and that could break a lot of things. Down here, you got storage settings. You can mount the storage and scratch. I always put that on. And then you just want to click on settings saved. So now what you want to do, now that that is done, is go to add game. And as you can see here, I've already got Eternal Sonata. I'm going to install it on the stable. Now, sometimes this can cause an error. It didn't. That's great. And what it's done now, if we go over here into icons, it's actually installed the icon for me. Thank you very much. And so if we actually boot this game now, you'll see what I'm talking about. This is now running on the stable version of Xenia. Now, the save files that you actually create are restricted to each version of the download that you do. So if you decide to create this in a new folder, your save files probably won't work. Now, I get this error message, but you will see that you can actually save. So we can skip this. And so as you can see, this works perfectly fine. I can go to save, and there are going to be some graphical issues at times. As you can see there, right? And so now what I want to do is just leave the game. So if we close the game, and by the way, you can just press F11 to have full screen. So if we now close this, this will come up. And if I click on this again, okay, so as you can see, we're now booting the game back up again. We go to load. Remember, we just saved our file. And if we come over here, as you can see, my file is now there. And it was, you can save as and continue playing as you want. So what you want to do now is, I'm just going to show you a bit of gameplay. And as you can see, you can't really skip the dialogue, unfortunately. I do not want to go through a tutorial. So what we want to do now is just go and fight this thing. And that's it. As you can see, it runs really, really well. Now, I did get some black artifacting, shaders going awry. But ultimately, this game runs and works well, and you can play it. And so games like this that are now lost to the sands of time are no longer lost to the sands of time, and you can play them. Again, I preface this, if the game is available for you to buy, then obviously that's what you want to do. Oh, wow. But for those games that literally can't be purchased, this is an option for you. But that's the video, that's the guide, and I hope this has been useful. Like, the original Xenia app can work, but I find that using the GUI is just a much easier and better solution for you. If it doesn't work for whatever reason with the version that you're running, you can switch to Canary. And this is how you do it. You right click, edit game, and switch. And if you want to delete it, you can delete it. You can show installed content. You can install DLC, and you can launch the game in window mode. So all in all, this is a really good tool. I really like it. I'm going to have the links in the description below. Let me know what you think. Is this something that you'll want to use? Again, I don't condone piracy, but with games that are no longer available, that cannot be purchased, I think this is a viable way for you to play them. It's really that simple. Okay, that's the video. Thanks so much, and I'll see you in the next one.